Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Tell here with you on our Monday morning. We're going to kind of repeat the same weather pattern that we're used to here over the last month or so. Warm up ahead of a cold front, and then another sharp shot of cold air coming our way behind it. Not quite as cold for the middle of this week as it was the middle of last week. We are tracking that weakening cold front that's working its way through the area this morning. It's the same one to touch off the severe weather yesterday across Chicago and the northern plains. Not anticipating that, though, for our neighborhood here. Just some light scattered showers. I mean, literally, we're talking about a 10 or 15-minute shower at best. Now, the cold air does come back into the weather pattern here. In fact, this will probably be the warmest temperatures we'll see this entire week. And we're way above average as far as our highs are concerned, temperature-wise, this morning. So temperatures are going to drop as that colder air comes in for later on this afternoon. We are going to be watching that cold air come in thanks to a nice, refreshing Canadian high pressure that's going to be moving into the area. Again, we're really talking about a weakening front, not really a whole lot of rainfall with it. Rocky Mount, where it is through as of this morning, only barely a tenth of an inch of rainfall, so this is quickly dying out. And we've seen this trend before, as I mentioned, as far as the temperatures are concerned. We saw the sharp cold shot that had record-setting temperatures on Wednesday. We recovered through the 60s and 70s as we went on through the weekend. And guess what? Going into this week, we're in the 70s to start off with, and we'll watch the front come on through this morning. I'm thinking by noontime it's going to be off the coast with that drier, clearer air developing from northwest to southeast for this afternoon. Temperatures out ahead of it, we're in the 70s. By this afternoon, though, we will start to drop those temperatures back, and then we'll see those temperatures fall into the 40s overnight tonight. Coastal areas probably holding the upper 40s, lower 40s across the inland areas. And then for tomorrow, lots of sunshine around, but still kind of breezy with those northerly winds and cooler temperatures as well. Now, the northerly winds are key because the high's not coming directly over us like it did last week. It's going to do like it did 2 or 3 weeks ago, where it goes up to New England and it creates that northeasterly wind, and that'll bring moisture in our way as we do head on into next week. So here's how things are playing out. The surge of warm air out ahead of the front, but this is where the air is coming from behind it, and this is what's going to be coming into the neighborhood later on this week, going into the middle part of the upcoming week. Now, severe weather, well, it's the clash of the seasons. That's what basically set it off. And you can see unconfirmed 75 tornado reports here with this. And we are looking at not only the tornadoes across Illinois and Indiana, but then also the wind damage reports that went on into Pennsylvania as the line became more of a wind damaging element here. Now, the reason for the severe weather in the Central Plains yesterday, and the southern lakes, is because we did see the area of low pressure track right over that. And you can see that low now lifting up near Lake Hudson Bay, excuse me. That's the reason also why that the front is really getting stretched out as it comes eastbound here, as it really doesn't have a whole lot of not only moisture, because we got dew points that are in the 60s, but we don't have the upper level dynamics. The front is getting stretched, the upper level trough is really sharing out, and that's the reason, positive reason why we don't have the severe weather for us here in eastern Carolina. And as we take a look here, you can see what we've been dealing with as far as this is concerned. Again, there's the upper level low. That is making its way on up in towards Canada. So we've got more of a westerly downsloping flow here that tends to dry the air mass out. And as a result, we don't have a whole lot of moisture to work with in spite of dew points being in the 60s here. So we do have a nice surge of warm, moist air. However, it is because of the lack of dynamics that have escaped off into Canada that we're not getting the severe weather for us here in the east. And then eventually we get westerly flow, nice dry Canadian high pressure. Notice the upper level ridge does start to rebuild here across the deep south. However, we are going to be looking at moderating temperatures. And again, it's not so much where this ridge is located, it's where the surface high pressure is located, and that's going to be bringing in a northeasterly wind as we do head on into the middle of the week. Front's out of here by noontime. And again, we quickly clear out from northwest to southeast behind it. We are going to be looking at those cold upslope snow showers in the mountains of West Virginia. For us, though, it's a dry west-northwesterly wind. But watch as we go through tomorrow into Wednesday how that wind starts changing. Again, the upper level high, or the low level high rather, is going across the Ohio Valley headed into the northern mid-Atlantic states. So we will start to get some high-level cloudiness and at the jet stream level on Wednesday, but then notice the winds more northeasterly for Wednesday going into Thursday. That is going to bring a little bit more cloud cover in here, and as a result, we'll see partly sunny skies. Tropical season technically not over. It goes until the end of this month, and there is an area of low pressure that we are watching well east of Bermuda. However, it's a non-tropical system right now, which basically means it's cold core. Tropical systems are warm core systems, meaning as you go into the center of it, the temperatures actually warm up. That's the engine that generates the thunderstorm action for the hurricane to really develop and intensify, or tropical cyclone, let's say. This, however, is a cold core system, so it's a normal low pressure, a mid-latitude system, just like we saw go through Chicago yesterday, just it's sitting out over warm water. It's got maybe a day or two window that it potentially could develop or intensify, but really, if it does develop, it's just a waste of Melissa is the next name on the list. It has no threat to land whatsoever, and potentially will be even classified as a subtropical system. There's the sharp shot of cold air coming our way, but again, not as cold as last week, and then a little bit more moisture in here as we do head through the end of the week, with a little bit more clouding this round. But at least by then, we return into the upper 60s, which is seasonal for this time of year. Have yourself a good Monday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.